All right. Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to welcome you all to the first info session we're doing for iGorts 2021 program. I'm going to start by introducing our participants today. I have Karin, who's our iGorts part of our iGorts coordination team. And we have three of our participants of our current iGorts 2020 program who have joined us from Europe. So we have Anaï Toufanyan from France, we have Tathevik Zurker from Germany, and Tathevik Gevorkan from Germany. I'm very happy to welcome you all. So we're going to start first of all by with a short video, a short infographic video about our iGorts 2020 program, after which Karin will be presenting our iGorts 2021, the modalities of how to apply to the program. We're going to give, of course, the opportunity for our participants to share their experiences, and then you will have the chance to ask any question you may like in English, Armenian, French, German, and Spanish on any platform that you're following. So whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you are welcome to ask any question, and we're all going to be here to answer. I'm going to start with a short video, and then Karin will be presenting the 2021 program. All right, I'm now going to let Karin explain our 2021 iGorts program, and to explain how you can all apply to the iGorts program this year, which we have launched on March the 2nd, and our call for applications is still open until the 15th of April. Karin, you may start.
So hello, everyone. For 2021 for its second year of implementation. If you haven't already heard of the program, iGorts is a unique program that gives Armenian professionals from the opportunity to come and serve in the public sector of Armenia. The main objectives of the program are to encourage professional repatriation, to bring the expertise and knowledge of the diaspora in service of the Republic of Armenia, in helping the state institutions further develop various sectors. The main objectives of the program are to encourage professional repatriation, to bring the expertise and knowledge of the diaspora, and to further develop them. The call deadline for iGorts 2021 has been launched on the 2nd of March. The deadline for the applications is until the 15th of April 2021. Following the selection process, final results will be sent to the selected candidates in July and early August in order to allow the participants time to move to Armenia and start the program in September. So who can apply to iGorts? The eligibility criteria for this year's participants is a bachelor's degree with at least 5 years of relevant work experience, or a master's degree or higher with at least 3 years of relevant work experience. For those of you who are not, please do not refrain from applying. As many highly qualified women in the diaspora, not reasonable in the language, and we will do our best to place you at a institution where little knowledge language will not be. So what do we offer? In return for your service, the government of Armenia will be providing each participant with round-trip air ticket, monthly stipend of 236,000 Armenian pounds to cover your living expenses for a year, an emergency medical insurance, and the fees for a temporary one-year residency. Candidates from diverse fields of expertise. There is a list of fields of studies that is published on our website, but please note that it is not an exhaustive list. Candidates from all kinds of fields of studies and from different sectors of expertise. As for the application process, please note that you have the option to fill it in three languages: Armenian, English, and Russian. Prior to filling in your application, prior to filling in your application, prior to filling in your application process, please note that you should have a short motivation letter prepared, about 1,000 character limit, that includes your main reasons for application and what your expectations from the program are. Secondly, we request 2 reference letters. Now, these letters can be of academic, professional, or circles, or if you're an active participant of your diasporan community, it can be from community leaders as well. These reference letters can also be submitted in 3 languages, either Armenian, Russian, or English. Thirdly, also have your CV at hand. Once your cover letter and reference letters are ready, start filling your application and submit it online. The selection process is as follows. The first stage is the initial shortlisting process, after which candidates will be invited for interviews with the respective ministries or departments that are in need of their expertise. Candidates might be able to have interviews in 1 or more state institutions. Please note that you have the opportunity to note within your application form your preferred state institutions that you would like to be placed at. Following the interview process, candidates will receive their final response around July and August, as previously said, and will receive a complete information pack to help them move to Armenia and start working beginning September 2021. Once accepted to work, the participant should be committed for 1 full year of full-time work. The participants will have the opportunity to participate in forums and meetings with public officials, private sector representatives, and repatriates in Armenia, as well as will partake in excursions to visit historical and cultural sites in the regions of Armenia. Overall, the program gives you an incredible opportunity for all our compatriots from all around the diaspora to serve in the public sector of Armenia, bringing their expertise and experience to the country, where they will also have the opportunity to initiate new projects, new practices, techniques, and instigate positive change to build our country together.
All right, before we move to the Q&A part, I'm going to have to apologize for the technical issues we experienced. There's one first question from one of the participants of our live today who's asking if we can repeat the conditions to apply. Karin, if you can just repeat what are the preconditions for this year's iGorts program?
Preconditions this year. So the preconditions for this year are as follows. Our eligible candidates who either have a bachelor's degree with at least 5 years of relevant work experience, or a master's degree and higher with at least 3 years of relevant work experience. The candidates should also have studied or lived in the diaspora for at least 5 years. And as said, although this is not a mandatory requirement, basic fluency in at least spoken Armenian is highly desired. But again, we realize that many highly qualified Armenians are not fluent in the Armenian language. Therefore, we still encourage you to apply, and we will try our best to place you at an institution where your lack of knowledge will not be an impediment.
Fantastic. So we are going to let our participants also tell us about their experience throughout the Q&A session. Now that we can open the floor for questions, we already have our first question. Kali, the first question is: the work experience a strict cutoff?
This year we have that we need a lot of in terms of the work experience, we do prefer people that have experience as the
All right, I'll get this one. So basically, the objective and the reason why we added the work experience is, first of all, to give the opportunity, unlike the first year, to also invite experts with bachelor degrees, not only master degrees. So basically, the work experience is important. I'm going to say it's absolutely a cutoff, but it's important that we look at your CVs and look at your work experience so that the placement is done in a correct manner. That means we can place you into the ministries or the departments where you can put your own work experience and you can basically bring your expertise. The reason that we're also including the work experience as a precondition is because we want to get, first of all, the best experts from all over the world, the best Armenian experts that we have worldwide. And we want to bring experts so that they can also start new projects, initiate new methodologies, and basically propose new ways of working and new projects in the ministries where they're appointed at. I'm basically going to ask the same question to Date Victoria, that I know is one of our participants who proposed a new project at the ministry and is now currently working on it. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience, Date Victoria?
Yes, hello everyone. Thank you for the question, Akatla. I hope you can all hear me good. So yeah, I work actually at the moment in the Ministry of Environment, and I basically proposed a collaboration with the Ministry of Education, because I've noticed that there is a lack of cooperation between ministries, and so far it's just in a beginning phase of the of collaboration, but I think everybody is excited, and I hope soon we will have some projects together and can have a better achievement.
Fantastic, thank you, Date. We have another question from another participant who's asking, could you please elaborate how many candidates you take in a given year and what are the priority areas for 2021?
So this year, we have 52 candidates that are currently working eGorts. We are hoping to have as many next year. The different areas of expertise are political science, sociology, cultural studies, psychology, education, legal studies, computer science, communication and media studies, disaster risk management, environmental studies, agriculture, tourism. Basically, the list is very long and exhaustive. It's engineering, medicine and health science, international business, finance, statistics, economics, and not only. If you think that your expertise might be something that might be needed within the public section, you are very, very welcome to.
Fantastic. We have another question. Is the start only in September, or is it possible to start later in, for example, in December? So basically, the way the selection process is going to go, there's a shortlisting process, which is going to start right after the application process is closed. That means specifically in April and May will be shortlisting. And immediately after that, we are going to start. We're going to start the interview process with the ministries and the departments within the state institutions that are basically interested and have needs to get experts from the diaspora to be part of their staff. After that, in July and August, we are going to announce the final selection. So we are going to basically notify all of the successful candidates that they have been accepted to the program, after which the priority is to start the program officially in September. Now, in special cases, we might intake people in October and November, but that would be the maximum, and this would be dealt on a case-by-case basis. Another question is about the iGorts program, if it's only in Armenia or possibly in Artsakh. Basically, the list of departments and list of ministries within the public sector in Armenia are part of our form, so the candidates do have the opportunity to pick and select their preferred state institution where they would like to be appointed. So Artsakh could be a possibility if we see that there are specific needs within the ministries, and we do have the right profiles, we may be able to refer them to Artsakh as well. I'm just going to quickly answer a technical question. The presentation, yes, was in English, and we're continuing in English. Please feel free to ask your questions in Armenian, French, Spanish, German. We will be happy to answer your questions in the language that you are more comfortable in. We apologize that for technical reasons, it was impossible to do 3-4 different languages on the different platforms where we are streaming right now live. So this is why we had to go with English, but feel free to ask us any questions you may want in French, Spanish, German, Armenian, and English, and we'll be able to answer you with the language of your preference. Okay, Karin, another question. As far as you know, is the iGorts program going to be renewed yearly for the long term?
We currently have the budget for the next upcoming year. We currently know that we have an upcoming budget, and hopefully it will be renewed yearly, but it's year by year.
Another question here is about human rights projects. What are the human rights projects developed from war and war ended? I'm going to give the floor to one of our participants, Anahid. from the Human Rights Defender's Office, started her journey in Armenia at the Migration Service, and is now working at the Human Rights Defender's Office. So perhaps, Anna, could you let us know what was your experience? What are the projects that you were basically working? What, of course, could be said to the public?
Hello, so I'm Anaïd from France, so I'll be talking in English, but if it's need for you to be answer in French, just say it in the comment and I'll answer again. I hope the sound is great right now. So I've been working at the Ombudsman Service. I'm working at the International Cooperation Department. So myself, I am not working with human rights project implementation in terms of coordination, humanitarian supply. This is not my work. I'm mainly working on reports that right now are confidential. So far, what I can say is there's a yearly report about human rights in Armenia, so I guess it's going to be released soon. But for when you mean human rights implementation project, right now this is not my job. I'm talking about the humanitarian dimension. This is not what we're doing.
Anything to add, because I know you're also involved at the Migration Service. Is there anything you would like to add in regards to your work and your experience there?
Hi everyone. I hope you're hearing me right and well. If not, then tell us. So I don't know if you're comfortable with English or Armenian. I'm going to speak in Armenian. So if there is someone who doesn't speak or understand Armenian, I can repeat it in English if it's okay for you. So կրկին բարև ձեզ, այո, ես աշխատում եմ այսօր աշխատում եմ տարածքային կառավարությունում ու ենթակառուցվածքների նախարարությունում, միգրացիոն ծառայություն է կոչվում իմ վարչությունը։ Մենք պատերազմական ամիսներին շատ գործ ունեցանք Արցախից եկած ժողովրդի հետ, ովքեր տեղահանվել էին, այս պահին մենք աշխատում ենք ավելի շատ պրոյեկտների վրա, որոնք մեզ հնարավորություն կտան զարգացնել միգրացիան Հայաստանում, լինի դա աշխատանքային միգրացիա, ինչպես օրինակ անում ենք iGorts ծրագրով, թե լինի դա ընդհանրապես հայ ազգին Հայաստան բերելու։ Ես ինքս աշխատում եմ մի պրոյեկտի վրա, report-ի վրա, որտեղ համեմատում եմ Գերմանիայի միգրացիայի օրենքները ու կառուցվածքը հայկական միգրացիայի հետ, որպեսզի մենք կարողանանք լավագույն տարրերը ընտրենք եւ ներմուծենք մեր համակարգի մեջ։
Fantastic. Շնորհակալություն Տաթևիկ ջան. Ուրեմն մի hot heart, one more question. Do you also collaborate with the opera in Yerevan? We have participants who are right now appointed and currently working within the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports and Sciences. And of course, those participants have been contributing to a lot of cultural policies and programs that the ministry is currently implementing. So the opera could be a part of it. Basically, the work and the priorities would be agreed upon with the participant and your immediate supervisor. So if there's anything that is in need at the opera or any other department, you might be able to suggest and you might be appointed to work specifically on that project. Another question is if the knowledge of English is required. Karinjan, if you may answer that one.
The working languages of our public sector are mainly Armenian, English, and Russian. So if you speak one of the languages fluently, then the other two are not mandatory. However, all three are preferable.
We have another question about we have another technical problem, or I really hope the sound is okay. We have another question about the participants and how many have repatriated or are planning to move. So as you've seen in the infographic video that we just shared, we do have a lot, many of our participants, almost 25% of our participants for this year have already repatriated. Some of them have plans to repatriate and want to stay in the country. Some have already moved with families. So, Tate Victor, maybe you might explain to us how it feels to move with a family. We know that you have moved with your husband and your kid. How would you tell your experience was?
Ես էլ փորձեմ հայերեն պատասխանել։ Ինչպես Ակատյան նշեց, ես Հայաստան եմ տեղափոխվել իմ ամուսնու ու իմ 6 տարեկան աղջիկա հետ, ով սեպտեմբերից դպրոց է հաճախում Հայաստանում։ Պետք է ասեմ, որ երկար տարիներ ապրել եմ դրսում ու Հայաստան տեղափոխվելը իմ 6 տարեկան աղջիկա հետ մասնավորապես այդ մի ուրիշ զգացողություն է ու ինքն էլ իմ աղջիկն էլ իրեն այստեղ շատ լավ է զգում ու այդ ամեն ինչը ավելի է տրամադրում իհարկե ավելի երկար ժամանակով Հայաստանում, ինչքան հնարավոր է երկար Հայաստանում մնալու եւ իհարկե աշխատելու Հայաստանում ինչ որ ձևով լավ փոփոխություններ բերելու։
Merci, Shaka. We're going to move to another. I really hope that the sound is much better right now. In case not, if there's a specific question that you would want to really answer again, please let us know and we'll do our best to answer again. Second question, is there a possibility to be hired after participating to the iGorts program? Karin, would you want to take this question? Karin, I think you're going to have to answer this question again because they could not hear you. So I'm going to repeat the question. The question was that, is there a possibility to be hired after participating to the iGorts program? Okay. We are trying to find a solution so that we do not have any technical problems anymore. So we will be both answering questions together.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can finally hear better now. What I answered is that the iGorts staff are going to be trying their best. Since one of the goals of the program is repatriation, if possible, and if we have the abilities, then we are going to be trying our best to help people find positions in their work. And however, it all really depends on whether there is the availability of positions following the end of the year.
All right. Next question. Are there any other projects, or would there be other projects that are not necessarily targeting repatriation and would allow contributing on a shorter term, less than a year basis, or remotely? For example, in higher education sector, there are many low-hanging fruits. In terms of this question, the iGorts program is a year that requires a commitment for 1 full year. I am not entitled right now to talk about other projects or other kind of contributions you may have. As the Office of the High Commissioner for Diaspora Affairs, we always get volunteers and interns who come and assist us in different sectors, in different scopes of work that we are involved in. But for the iGorts, looking at the impact that our participants have and the impact that we would love to see from the Armenian professionals who are coming to serve in the government, the 1 year commitment is very important so that we could really measure and see the difference, and our participants also have enough time and opportunity to basically bring the change that they want to bring within a specific ministry or department within the state institutions. And another question. Can you speak about your experience of working in the ministry in terms of the workload? Did you feel like you were given enough and challenging, interesting work to do? I'm gonna leave our participants to answer this question. Tatevik Gevorkian, let's start with you. Do you think, how was your work? How would you describe your work? Was it challenging? Was it interesting? What was the workload? And then I'm gonna allow every participant to give their opinion so that everybody who's following us today can have a clear understanding, and we can all share our different experiences with you.
Շատ լավ, շատ շնորհակալություն։ Ուրեմն ինչ վերաբերվում է աշխատանքի քանակին, ապա նրանք ովքեր Գերմանիայից են ու աշխատել են գերմանիական համակարգում, նրանց կարող եմ հանգստացնել, երբեք այնքան շատ չի, ինչքան Գերմանիայում, այնքան ճնշող չի, ընդհակառակը, շատ անգամ մենք ինքներս կարողանում ենք մեր աշխատանքը կազմակերպենք ազատ, դնենք մեր priority-ները, նայած թե այդ ժամանակ կոնկրետ մենք ինչ ենք անում։ Իհարկե գոյություն ունեն պիկ ժամանակներ, երբ որ մի քիչ ավելի շատ է աշխատանք լինում, բայց հիմնականում աշխատանքի կազմակերպումը բավականին դրված է նաև մեր հայեցողության վրա։ Էնպես որ աշխատանքը շատ հետաքրքիր կարող է լինել։ Մեծ առավելություն է իգործի, որ մենք իրականում արտասահմանյան էքսպերտներ ենք, ովքեր վարչության մեջ են, բայց իրականում վարչությունից կախված չեն։ Հետևաբար մենք ինքներս մեր պրոյեկտները կարող ենք առաջարկել ու վրան աշխատել։ Ինչպես ես նշեցի մի քիչ առաջ, ես աշխատում եմ համեմատական իրավաբանության վրա, այսինքն համեմատում եմ Գերմանիայի միգրացիան Հայաստանի միգրացիայի հետ, դա իմ միտքն էր, ու դա սարսափելի հետաքրքիր աշխատանք է, այնպես որ դուք ինքներդ կարող եք ձեր հետաքրքիր աշխատանքները առաջարկել։
Tatevik Ծովյա, եթե ուզում ես դու էլ մի քիչ քո աշխատանքի մասին, գիտեմ մոտավոր բացատրել ես արդեն ինչ անում ես, բայց երևի ինչքանով էր դժվար, ինչքանով էր հետաքրքիր, մի քիչ այդ ասենք պերսպեկտիվից։
Կարող եմ համաձայնել Տաթևիկի հետ, որ աշխատանքը տարբերվում է իհարկե արտերկրում աշխատելու ոճից եւ այո, շատ դեպքերում կա այդ flexibility-ն, բայց նաեւ կան կա deadline-ներ, որոնք պետք է ուրեմն ժամանակին իրականացվեն եւ ընդհանուր առմամբ ինչ որ չափով բալանսավորված է աշխատանքը եւ կարելի է գտնել ինչ որ ձևեր աշխատանքը հասցնելու եւ բայց պիտի ասեմ նաեւ որ ինչ որ ժամանակ է անհրաժեշտ ադապտացվելու աշխատելավոճին եւ ընդհանուր մինիստրության այդ նախարարության, որովհետև ես կոնկրետ նախկինում երբեք չեմ աշխատել պետական կառավարման համակարգում, ես ավելի հասարակական կազմակերպություններում եմ աշխատել եւ մի քիչ տարբերություն կա իհարկե, բայց ժամանակի հետ հնարավոր է հարմարվել։ Շնորհակալություն։
Merci Tatevik Jan. Anaïd, peut-être on fera cette question en français. Donc, la question est en termes de ton travail, est-ce que c'était intéressant? Comment était le volume? Quelles étaient les difficultés que tu as eues au sein de ton travail? Donc, c'est à toi de répondre.
D'accord. Ben, merci pour cette question. Tout d'abord, mon expérience précédente, moi, c'était en ministère aussi en France. Donc vraiment, en termes de comparaison, c'est quand même assez similaire. J'ai pas vu en tout cas dans ce qui est organisationnel, j'ai pas vu de différence de big gap. C'est assez similaire. Donc je travaille, comme j'ai dit, au département de la coopération internationale du Human Rights Defender. Donc je parle uniquement pour moi, mais en tout cas, j'ai suffisamment de travail. Malheureusement, c'est quand même une période où il y a beaucoup de travail dans ce département. Il y a beaucoup de choses à faire. Donc oui, il y a du travail. Alors, je n'ai pas trop de travail. Hein. Je suis pas, je n'ai pas du bénévolat en plus, mais il y a effectivement suffisamment de travail pour toutes les personnes qui viennent via iGorts. Je dois dire aussi que moi, j'ai fait des études de droit international dans les droits de l'homme. C'est pas nécessairement des filières qui sont faciles pour trouver un poste ou un travail intéressant. Et bah, du coup, grâce au programme iGorts, j'ai vraiment eu la possibilité d'avoir un vrai poste sur une spécialité qui est la mienne, qui est quand même, voilà, comme j'ai dit, c'est pas nécessairement très facile de trouver un poste dans ce domaine. Et j'ai eu la chance, du coup, qu'on me fasse confiance. Alors que, comme vous voyez, je m'exprime soit en anglais, soit en français. Mon arménien n'est pas suffisant. Donc, ce qui va m'emmener au dernier point, qui est les problèmes que j'ai pu rencontrer. Voilà, c'est la barrière de la langue. C'est le point essentiel pour moi. C'est là où vraiment, c'est le seul et unique problème, je dirais. Donc, comme Karine l'a dit précédemment, c'est mieux d'être fluent, d'être fluent, de parler couramment arménien, pardon. Oui, je mélange tout maintenant. De parler couramment arménien pour faire le programme, mais c'est pas un critère essentiel. Moi, je continue d'apprendre l'arménien, je le lis, je le parle un peu, mais pas à un niveau professionnel. Alors, en plus de ça, j'ai la chance de travailler dans une équipe qui est partiellement francophone. Donc, c'est vraiment, voilà, c'est top. Ça me permet aussi de mettre à profit les connaissances que j'ai du droit français, de notre jurisprudence, de nos spécificités. Donc, voilà, pour le coup, j'ai vraiment l'impression d'être utile. Ce qui est pas, voilà, quand on ne parle pas suffisamment arménien, c'est quand même pas évident d'être à l'aise dans ce qu'on fait, de se dire, bah voilà, peut-être que j'étais pas la bonne personne, voilà. Mais je pense que il y a toujours une manière d'apporter quelque chose, que ce soit, voilà, peu importe ce que vous pensez être un problème, il y a toujours une manière de le régler, il y a toujours quelque chose d'autre à apporter. Voilà, j'espère avoir répondu complètement à la question. I hope it's okay.
Merci beaucoup Anaïd. Donc, on va continuer. The second question is, what if we want to contribute and assist the government in our professional capacity, but so it virtually and on voluntary basis?
Okay, so in terms of the eGorts program, the eGorts program is an in-country program. We need all our eGorts participants to be physically in Armenia for the duration of the year. However, the diaspora office, the High Commissioner's office, is always happy to receive CVs and ideas and welcome emails from people from all around the diaspora who are willing to loan their services online, and we are always very happy to try to find ways where our diaspora can be able to help. So if you have and if you are willing to volunteer virtually online with us, then please send us an email. The email will appear at the end, and we will very happily try to find a way for you to be helpful.
Following question is about how many hours are we working per week? Perhaps also, Karin, if you can say how it looks like, their vacation days, how the workload would look like.
So eGorts participants are expected to work a full-time week. Weeks in Armenia are usually 9 to 6 with an hour's break for lunch. eGorts participants, and of course, all the different holidays that where state institutions are closed, you also receive those, as well as 20 days of vacation for all eGorts participants. In terms of the workload, I think the eGorts members would agree with me to say that it really varies. depending on your position, your department, your state institution. However, I believe that it is manageable. What do you think, eGorts participants? Ladies, would you like to add about your workload?
Can, Anay, anything in regards to the work?
Իրականում 40 ժամ շաբաթական է նորմալը, այսինքն հիմնականում կարող եք 40 ժամ շաբաթ հաշվել որպես աշխատանքային ժամ, ինչպես Քարինը նշեց 9-ից 10 է, դա flexible չի Հայաստանում, այլ դա կոնկրետ ժամեր են, ժամը 9-ից մինչև 18-ը, 1 ժամ ընդմիջումով, բայց ինչպես ամեն ինչ, նաև դա կարող եք ձեր supervisory, ձեր վերադասի հետ պայմանավորվել, եթե ձեզ ինչ-որ ուրիշ flexibility է հարկավոր։
Just a clarification, there's a question about your jobs more related to the industry. If you could just tell us which industry specifically, we'd be very happy to tell. Another question is about your experience moving to Armenia. So not only as participants of the iGorts program, but perhaps as you, fellow Armenians from the diaspora, how experience moving to Armenia. I think it would be interesting to listen to all three of you and try to see what was your experience in terms of diasporan Armenians moving back to Armenia or moving to Armenia for the first time. Anahid, would you want to answer this? Perhaps about your experience to move to Armenia?
Yes, sure, but French or English? I don't know what's better.
As you wish, maybe in English so that more people could understand, and if it's needed in French, then we'll do it in French again.
Okay, so first of all, I came in Armenia past year with Birthright Armenia to do a volunteering program. So as you know, COVID happened, so I delay a bit my return back to France. I think I've stayed like 7 months in Armenia. And once I go back to France, I mean, I have already applied for iGorts program because I knew I would come back. I was just trying to find a way to come back. So like, this is a very personal feeling. While I was doing my volunteering, it was my first time being in Armenia for that long. Before I had only came just for holidays. So I knew I would like to come back. So, well, gladly I had the position and I came back, and now I'm willing to stay. So maybe not forever, but at least for a while. I am willing, as someone asked the question, like, is there any possibility to be hired after? Well, I hope so, because I really like to stay. On a more personal ground, because the three of us, we have very different background, I guess. So I am fourth generation of diasporan Armenian. Part of my grandparents were even born in France. So see, the roots are very far away. I am the first one in my family that really moved to Armenia. I came as orphan. So that's a very big step, and everybody's very happy with it. Everybody has been very, very supportive. So far, it's a very good experience. I guess it's like moving to any place. You have to adapt. You have to accept that it's up to you to adapt, but also you have like borders to settle. But so far, it has been great. I only wish to stay. But it's like any big thing happening in your life. It takes time. You have to think about it. There will be problems. Like, there will be problems. There will be black dot. It's just the way you want to deal with it and how much you want it. Because it happened that finally you change your mind. For now, it didn't happen to me. So I don't know if you have any other question about that. But
Datevik, maybe let's start with Datevik. How about your experience in terms of coming back I know you talked a little bit about the family, moving with the family, but perhaps you, as an Armenian expert from the diaspora, how did it feel and how are you coping with all that?
Yeah, I didn't live in Armenia almost 10 years, but I was here at least once a year for a visit because my family is still here and I am very connected to Armenia. And of course, as Anahit said, for me, every day I have some struggles actually, because some things I cannot accept or some things I love a lot. Okay, it makes me happy, but yeah, somehow I learned to deal with these things that I don't like or it bothers me. And but believe me, this part that makes me happy, or I love being here around my family, around that I can speak Armenian and everybody understands me. I think I forget all these things that bother me. But yeah, it's challenging. But after a while, you get used to it, and yeah. I feel a lot at home, so that's a feeling actually I didn't realize that I missed a lot in these 10 years. So yeah.
Tatevik, Gevorkyan, this time, how about you? What was your
Well,
experience coming back?
it was pretty much yeah, the same and not the same. So I've been living in Germany for 10 years, but I went to school here. I studied at the university in Armenia, but still it was something great, a great change. The motivation is to work for your homeland, for your government, to do something for your people. So this is a strong issue that makes me every day happy, that my skills, my knowledge is used for my country. And it helps a lot to cope with the difficulties here in Armenia. But you have to be prepared. You have to know that you are something that's someone that who is going to change here something. So it's great pleasure to live here, to experience living in the country, in your country. The food is great. So yeah, for the food and for summer, you have to come. And there will always be challenges, but that's what the life is going makes fun, and that's what we are living for. So come home and start working. It's a great pleasure.
If I can speak, Tatevik, when I hear you, I want to apply to the program again.
Thanks. That's my intention.
I think it's very, very well said. Like, no one is trying to sell a dream, because of course, if we're here and if we're staying, it means we like it. But it's normal to be aware that there will be struggles.
It's fantastic. Thank you so much for your really honest, sincere, and encouraging words. I'm going to go with the following question. Are you looking for people with 25 plus years of experience in a particular field to work as a part-time consultant in a senior position?
Well, we are looking for anyone who is willing to contribute their experience as an iGorts participant to our public sector. However, please note that as an iGorts participant, you will be required to work full-time and you will be required to be in country.
I'm going to have to go with two very similar questions. One stating if the work experience is necessary, and another one saying, do participants get to choose which ministry they would like to work with, and is it mandatory for the work experience to match the ministry's work, or can you work at a ministry that doesn't match your work experience but matches your interests? Basically, the work experience, as we stated at the beginning of the info session, is very, very important. We would like to attract the best of the Armenian experts and professionals that are out there. And we want them to come not only with the motivation, but also to be ready and committed to bring their expertise and to invest their experience and expertise to the work and the programs and the improvements that we all want to see within the ministries and the public sector in general. So definitely within the application form, you are going to see that we are allowing the participants, the candidates who are applying to pick their preferred state institutions. This will be taken into consideration, and we are going to do our best to match your interests and your work experience. But of course, please have in mind that this is mainly based on the needs of the ministry. That means prior to starting the interview process, we are going to see what are the vacant positions, what are the needs of expertise within each department, within each ministry, so that we can find the candidates that match the best and have a best fit to the needs and the challenges that the ministries are currently facing. Another question, is teaching as a PhD student considered a work experience?
Depending on which ministry you want to apply for and what role you would be fitting for, that could be considered work experience.
Another question, which we need a clarification for the industry. It is meant for the chemical industries, for instance. So definitely, as you may all know, the public sector is very diversified. This is why basically the iGorts 2021, we are open to receive applications and resumes from various fields of expertise and from various fields of studies. So definitely we invite you all to check through the websites of our ministries, of the different departments within the public sector. Try to see where you see yourself that you can bring and you can contribute in terms of your background, motivation, your interests, and of course your expertise in the field. Another question is about the age limit. Does the program have an age limit?
No, our program does not have an age limit. If you are motivated and you want to come serve our country, then you are very welcome to apply.
So we have two questions in French. Après un an de CDD que propose le programme, and la période de travail de un an en Arménie est-elle reconnue en Europe? Donc, je vais essayer de répondre en disant que, bien évidemment, que le travail d'un an au sein du gouvernement est reconnu partout au monde et en Europe aussi. Et donc, après un an de travail, donc ça, vraiment, ça dépend en termes de votre satisfaction en premier lieu, et deuxièmement, le ministère doit être satisfait de votre performance, de votre travail. Donc déjà, nous en tant qu'équipe, on fait beaucoup de monitoring, donc il y a beaucoup de mécanismes en termes de feedback, ça, si le ministère est satisfait, si vous, en termes de candidats, vous êtes satisfait, et du coup, ça pourrait très bien finir avec une proposition de travail, une offre de travail, et en fait, on a des cas pareils au sein de notre programme. Anaïdjan, si tu voudrais ajouter en termes de la reconnaissance en Europe, s'il te plaît.
Oui, je voulais juste ajouter quelque chose sur le fait que cette année en Arménie, elle était reconnue. Alors, je pense que ça doit dépendre essentiellement du domaine dans lequel vous travaillez, mais c'est vrai que dans ce qui va être relations politiques, relations internationales, droits de l'homme, c'est évidemment quelque chose qui va être extrêmement reconnu. Vous êtes parti travailler un an. Surtout un an, c'est une vraie période de travail. Voilà, c'est pas un stage de 2 mois. Ça montre un engagement et ça montre une rigueur et la possibilité d'avoir mené des projets à bien. Donc, sur ce point-là, ouais, c'est vraiment un atout. Vraiment, il n'y a pas de... C'est certainement un atout.
Merci beaucoup, Anaïd. Looking at the following questions that we have. How competitive is the program? Is there a certain number of spots that need to be filled? In other words, will we be competing with the other applicants in the same field, or all of the participants that apply?
Okay. Last year, we had about 800 applications, of which 52 we were able to place, taking into consideration the situation with COVID and everything else. So we are hoping for a large amount of applications, and your CVs, the eligible shortlisted CVs, will be sent to the ministries that you requested in your application form, as well as any ministries where we see that there is a need for your expertise. After which they will be sending us a list of people they would like to interview, and then the interview process will be starting. So that is how our selection process works.
So mostly you'll be competing with applicants that are from the same field, specifically that have the same profile, but participants are given also the opportunity to have interviews in different ministries. We've had similar cases during the first year of application that we had candidates that had interviews in more than 2 or 3 ministries. Some got even accepted in more than one ministry, and of course we have given them the choice to see what their preferred institution is, and we looked at also the priorities within the ministries if we could place more participants so that it could be representative and really targeting the needs of the ministries. Which positions can participants get? 1 year is a short time to get responsible for tasks. I would disagree. Basically, positions really depend. The scope of work, I would say, depends on each ministry and depends on also depending on which state institutions you're placed at. With your immediate supervisors, you would have a job description that is going to be an integral part of your contract. That means all of the responsibilities, your job descriptions, your terms of reference are all included in your contract. That means prior to starting your work, you would have the opportunity to talk about your tasks, your workload, and basically be able to see where you can contribute, and this would be agreed with your supervisor. Datevikcan, maybe Gevorkyancan, would it be possible to perhaps share your experience in terms of your tasks? That means when you first got to the migration service, how was it? Did you agree on the tasks with the supervisor? I know you had a job description. Of course, you knew what position you're going for, but how was your experience? Did you have a leeway to negotiate, to talk, to discuss, and perhaps even suggest new responsibilities for yourself?
Իրականում, այո, աշխատանքը դու պատրաստվում ես այդ աշխատանքի ընթացքում, պատրաստվում ես, երբ որ արդեն զրուցում ես քո supervisor-ի հետ ու պլանավորում ես, թե ինչն են քո task-երը, այսինքն դու այնտեղ չես գնում կոնկրետ պատրաստի տեղ, նստում, որտեղ արդեն ամեն ինչ դրված է ու դու պետքա շատ լավ կարողանաս արդեն task-երը կատարես։ Իրականում ես երբ որ գնացի, ես իրավաբան եմ ու ինձ տարան այդ գործին, ես ստանձնեցի նախկին իրավաբանի նաև որոշակի գործեր, որը իմ համար նոր էր, որովհետև ես օրենքներ ու որոշումներ պետքա պատրաստեի, որը ես երբեք չէի արել Գերմանիայում, բայց ամեն դեպքում շատ արագ ինձ օգնեցին նաև այդ ները ես ձեռք բերեմ։ Այնպես որ մի տարին շատ լավ ժամանակահատված է, որպեսզի առաջին մի քանի ամսում ադապտացվես աշխատանքին, հետո դառնաս պրոֆեսիոնալ այն բանի մեջ, ինչը քեզ տրվել է որպես task, ու այնուհետև նույնիսկ արդեն այնքան մտնես task-իդ մեջ, որ արդեն ինքդ կարողանա նույնիսկ պրոյեկտներ առաջարկել։ Դուք ընդհանրապես մի վախեցեք task-երից, մենք բոլորս էլ գալիս ենք լրիվ ուրիշ background-ով, գալիս ենք ուրիշ ձևով աշխատելով, նաև մեր երկրներում, հա, որտեղից եկել ենք, բայց երբ որ արդեն զրուցում ես supervisor-ի հետ ու ինքը ճանաչում է քեզ, ինքը անպայման աջակցում է, որպեսզի դու այնպիսի աշխատանք անես, որը քեզ ավելի շատ կտա հնարավորություն ընդլայնվելու։
So the following question is as follows. If the participants have minor dependents moving to Armenia with them for that 1 year, does the program provide any support for the childcare needs? Tevik-Can, I know that you didn't have any challenges or needs in terms of your kid, but we did have other participants who also moved with their minors, and we, as the Office of the High Commissioner for Diaspora Affairs, this is part of our work. So this is not something that we do specifically for iGorts. This is something that we do every day on a daily basis with all of our fellow repatriates who are willing to move or have already moved to Armenia. So any kind of support that you might need in terms of their education, in terms of their health services, you can definitely approach us, send us an email, call us, visit us, and we have our full staff is committed to be assisting all of you. We are going to wait for a couple of more minutes if there are any more questions. Just as a closing, I want to give the floor again to our 3 participants. Perhaps just say a few words in terms of why you think it would be important for other fellow diaspora professionals to apply to the program, and what would be your advice for our upcoming candidates and participants for the iGorts 2021 program. Anahit, let's start with you, and then we'll go to the Tateviks.
Okay. So I would say that whatever changes you want to see in Armenia, iGorts gives you the opportunity to go on that path. You're not going to change the world in 1 year, but you're part of the process. That's important when you say, I want a better future for Armenia, I want things to change. Well, then be part of it. I mean, there are so many different ways to be part of this experience, but iGorts is a very nice way to do so. And, well, I can't remember what the last point you said, but just as a closing thing, I'm just going to say, well, yeah, just, I don't know. If you want to do something for the country, I think it's right now. And after all we've been through, well, this is the time for us to see how we're going to get through this together. And that's a way to do so.
Yeah, John, maybe a few words from yourself as well in terms of any words of advice or anything that you would want to say to fellow candidates who are willing to apply.
Yes, կասեմ այն, ինչ որ կրկնեցի, եթե դուք չդիմեք ծրագրին, ապա երբեք մի պահ կգա ձեր կյանքում, որ միգուցե ձեզ հարց տակ ասեք, ինչու ես չփորձեցի։ Իմ մոտ այդ հարցը առաջացավ 1 տարի առաջ, երբ որ ես որոշեցի, որ իմ փորձը ու իմ գիտելիքը ես ուզում եմ նաև ներդնեմ իմ հայրենիքի համար, ու ես երբ որ կանգնած էի որոշման առաջ, ես ինքս ինձ հարց տվեցի, ասեցի, եթե ես սրան չդիմեմ այս ծրագրին, ես իրականում հետո կզղջամ այդ որոշումը, ու իմ պատասխանը ինքս իմ մեջ այո էր, ես իրոք կզղջայի դա, այնպես որ ինքներդ ձեզ մեջ հարց տվեք, ասեք, ես ուզում եմ իմ կյանքից 1 տարի նվիրել Հայաստանին, որպեսզի իմ դերը կատարեմ իմ պետության զարգացման մեջ։ Եթե պատասխանը այո է, ուրեմն անպայման մասնակցեք։ Գումարը, որը մենք ստանում ենք այստեղ, իհարկե ձեզ շատ փոքր կթվա, բայց Հայաստանի համար այն լիովին բավարար է, որպեսզի դուք լավ կարողանաք այստեղ ապրեք, հոգաք ձեր կարիքները ու նաև այնպիսի ճանապարհորդեք օրինակ Հայաստանով մեկ, այնպես որ թող դա պատճառ չդառնա։ Ես խորհուրդ կտամ բոլորին, անգամ նրանց, ովքեր միգուցե կարծում են, որ չեն համապատասխանում, դիմել ու երկու բառը գերմաներեն, ich wünsche euch allen viel Glück bei der Bewerbung. Es macht sehr viel Sinn, macht mit und ja, wir sehen uns vielleicht im September in Armenien. Vielen Dank.
Thank you so much, Tatevik-jan. Tatevik, Zürcher this time. Some words from you.
Աղջիկները ինձ թվում է արդեն այնքան լավ պատասխանեցին այս հարցին, որ ես միգուցե միայն ասեմ, որ այս ոչ միայն Հայաստանի համար ինչ-որ լավ բան անել, ինձ թվում է այդ մեր ամեն մեկիս համար էլ շատ յուրահատուկ փորձառությունն է, մի քիչ էգոսենտրիկ կա երևի թվում իմ ասածը, բայց եկեք այդ դրա հետ միասին, որ Հայաստանի համար ենք ինչ-որ բան անում, նաև անենք մեր համար, որ մենք էլ մեզ լավ զգանք մեր կատարած աշխատանքի համար։
Merci շատ, Tatevik-jan. We have two short questions that we want to give an answer to before we finish the session. How do you support the interns when they are faced with challenges? Do you have coaching sessions once a month or so to get them together, listen to their challenges, and offer solutions? Can I let Karin answer this one?
Okay. So the eGorts staff is constantly in touch with all our eGorts participants, and we conduct periodic assessments as well with each participant on a one-on-one basis. These assessments take place more frequently at the beginning because we understand that the first adjustment period can be a bit difficult. And as our participants get more used to being part to their roles as an eGorts fellow, they become more periodic. Of course, all our eGorts participants also know who to approach within this from the staff when they have an issue. I am very much aware that they are also very welcome to approach us with any question, regardless to whether it's concerned with eGorts, and we're always happy to help them. As Acacia mentioned, our office also deals with all kinds of other repatriation issues. So to us, we're also able to help them with other issues that are unrelated to their work experience as well.
I'm gonna have to finish with the last question, which is combien de postes sont à pourvoir pour 2021-2022? So how many positions do we want to intake for this year? Where we hope to get as many as we got this year. We have 52 exceptional candidates this year who are with us. We have the honor and the pleasure to meet and to work with. We really hope that this session was beneficial. Please make sure that if you have any questions that you could not ask today, please write to us. This is our email address, diasporafellowships@gov.am. You can call us at +374 10515 514. Feel free to write to us, to ask us as many questions as you may need so that we can make the application process much smoother. The application process is also written in full details on our website, diaspora.gov.am, which also includes our online application form. Follow us on our social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We are going to have more info sessions in the coming weeks. We basically divided it by different regions geographically so that the time zones can be appropriate everybody would have the opportunity to connect, whether it's in North America, South America, Middle East, Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. Please stay tuned. Write to us whenever you have any questions, and we really hope to see as many applicants from Europe as possible. We are very happy to have Anahit, Dathevik, and Dathevik with us today. Thank you so much, ladies, for your contribution and your participation. Thank you, Karin, for your presentation and for having answered the questions.
Thank you, Atasya, for moderating this evening.
Thank you again for all of our participants. Thank you for your questions. Stay tuned, and we are here ready to welcome you to come and serve in the public sector of Armenia. Thank you and good night.